it's time for the Book and His Boss. I'm Pat Caputo, along with sports editor Jeff Kuehn. Of course, I'm the columnist here at the Oakland Press, a sports columnist. And I don't know if you knew this or not, but there was a big trade this week. Tigers traded Pudge Rodriguez.
Pudge for a box of chocolates, or what'd they get for him?
They got Farnsworth, which in terms of maybe absolute
once before
clutch capacity, maybe. You know, the guy's got a $1 million arm, and well, more. It's a $1 billion arm now, but really he hasn't really produced. 29-47 lifetime record with just 27 saves, 4.42 ERA. In other words, he has somebody who always intrigues scouts but never produces.
Yeah, but let me tell you, Pat, the time I saw him, he did a 4.7 sprint from the bullpen to the pitching mound to get involved with a brawl.
And he dumped that guy on his head. Yeah, Jeremy Guthrie dumped him on his head. So I guess, yeah, he's a big, strong dude. He looks the part, but sometimes doesn't deliver on the part. Right. So, I don't know. Look, Pudge, I knew that there was something there. I was in Cleveland with the team this week. I'm standing there. Leland had allowed the players to dress later. This was Tuesday, the day before the trade. Pudge comes in, looks, sees his name isn't on the lineup card, rolls his eyes and kind of grunts and walks away. Went up and talked to him. He didn't want to talk about it, but he knew who was standing there. The message was clear. He didn't like playing every other day. They knew that. He has an enormous ego. It's both his strength and his weakness. Right. I wrote about that on my blog. But gosh, you know what, Jeff? He was such a great player, and he wanted to play for the Tigers. And he's going to the Yankees. Dave Dombrowski, Jim Leland, please stop with the rhetoric about he's going to a great place with the Yankees. People in Detroit hate the Yankees. Hate them with every bit of their soul. Come on. I don't want to hear that. I mean, what if he comes and tears up the postseason and everything? Yeah, that's going to hurt.
You know, the Tigers, you can't help but think about that. They're 5.5 games out.
Yeah, no matter what, they're 5.5 games out. They lose, they win, they're 5.5. Every day they're 5.5 games out.
No, but if they do make a run and they do meet the Yankees in the playoffs, way to go, Dave Dombrowski, for helping the Yanks. You know, but you know, from the standpoint of Pudge and getting him out and getting him at a place where he has a chance to win, they did make it clear they're not going to re-sign him next year. They got a little something out of Farnsworth for the next 2 months, and you know, like you said,
yeah, I understand. In fairness to them, Pudge wasn't going to go to the the Indians or something. He was going to go to the Yankees. Right. He had a no trade clause, and I understand the whole rationale of it. I thought Jim Leland was going to hand out brochures. This is why we're doing. I mean, he was selling it and selling it and selling it. It was amazing, really, being with the club when this happened. But I gotta tell you, there's Pudge Rodriguez leaving. There's just a part of that that's just kind of. And I know he wasn't. His teammates weren't shedding any tears, right. And he was inconsistent and everything. But boy, did I enjoy watching him catch.
But the message too: 5.5 games out, 2 months to go. You trade away the guy who basically came here and helped you build this franchise. Kind of sends a message. You think like throwing in the towel? What do you think? I mean,
well, no, it wasn't because they got somebody to help that made. If they had traded him for prospects, it would have been. But they did get somebody. I mean, Jim Leland was really, really uncomfortable with his bullpen. I mean, really uncomfortable. Right. Never seen him like that about any area of his team since he's been in Detroit. I can tell you that firsthand. And it was alarming the way he was like, he's just all over the place with his bullpen. Rodney's not pitching tonight, then he pitches. You know, this whole thing with Jones. It's just an odd situation. So I understood the rationale for the trade. In fairness to them, and Dave Dombrowski said they got to win 90 games, he thinks, to win it. They got to go 35-19 the rest of the way. It's the last third of the season starts. The first third, they were awful. The last third, though, they've been 32-22. Right. So they've been basically not that far off the pace to win 90 games. Can they do it?
We'll see. Pitching's the key.
A series in Tampa Bay is going to be tenuous. But then they'll start to come home a little bit, and then we'll see when they play against some lesser teams at home whether they can make up some ground. We got the PGA Championship coming up at Oakland Hills. It's a big deal in Oakland County. I love Oakland Hills and the tradition of it. I always look forward to these events, the Ryder Cup, the U.S. Open's been there, the U.S. Seniors Open. Love the fact that we host these events. But I have to admit, even as somebody who totally into this, it's difficult to get into this particular tournament just because there's no Tiger Woods. There just doesn't seem to be a whole heck of a lot. I was out at the Buick Open for the final round, and I felt like it was just my columnist obligation to go out there for one day. There was no interest. I was Woody Austin versus Kenny Perry. If it's not Mickelson or it's not somebody that's got name power, this thing could be not very good.
Right, but the Buick Open, I think there were only 3 out of the top 30 players in the world taking part in that. Aside from Tiger Woods, everybody else is coming to this one. And
it's the best field of all the majors. It is in terms of strength.
Right, and Oakland County is very much into it. We have a 24-page special section coming out on Sunday.
Right.
You can't put out a 24-page section without the community behind that.
Yeah, one of those pages is my calendar.
So we're excited about it. It'll be good golf. It'll be,
it'll be great golf
in the world.
And you know what? Sometimes when events are like this and you don't have a lot of hype, this is when you get some greatness, especially in the majors.
Right.
And that could happen. When we all got hyped up for the Ryder Cup, in terms of Oakland Hills pulled it off, and everything was great logistically, but the event itself, the actual golf was a dud. Maybe this will be something special. I'm hoping against hope. And like I said, salute you, Oakland Hills, and golf in this county. I mean, we got so many great courses, and just the fact that this event is here. I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just talking about it. Speaking of Lions Open training camp.
Yeah.
I mean, they're letting the crowd in for free to watch them practice because evidently they're having trouble selling some tickets and everything. I was out there for the opener last week. Hope to get out there a little bit. This PGA thing's kind of cramping my style because I do want to go to that Lions exhibition game if the PGA is bigger. But what are your thoughts so far? It sounds like the rookies are doing pretty good, reading Dave Burkett's A1 #1 reports we're getting from out there.
How come we hear sightings of Brett Favre going everywhere in the NFL?
He's not going to Lions. They talk about it might trade into his divisional rivals, the Bears and Vikings. And the Packers they don't even mention the Lions. The Lions are in that division too. Yeah, I noticed that too. Yeah.
It tells you about all you need to know. The Lions are not on the radar yet.
No.
And except for on Thursday when we had a tough decision to say, Pat, go to the PGA or go to the Lions preseason opener.
Didn't I honestly tell you I kind of want to go? I might go to the Lions game at night or something just for the heck of it. Yeah.
Anyway, we know where that's in. Lions. Look, Pat.
I'm picking them to win between 7 and 9 games.
I can't believe I heard you say 7 to 9 wins. That's
People are accusing me.
Villain. That's not going to give them.
I just want to say to my friends at the Lions, I've been accused now of being a Lions homer, and for picking that 7 to 9 win. So when I wrote that stuff we wrote about the tickets and all that, hey, fired the fireman. And by the way, Matt, you still can resign. Sooner the better. I am a Lions homer now, I guess. 7 to 9 wins. I mean, it's not like I'm picking them to win the Super Bowl. It's people are insulted that I actually think they might have a winning season.
That's right.
I think they're going to be all right.
I hope. I mean, I've been hoping for 40 years. It's one of these times in my lifetime they're going to get it right.
What do you think about Scotty going to the Blackhawks?
Scotty going to the Black. His son's involved.
Yeah.
His son's a GM there. Hey, I'll tell you, the Red Wings better start shaking a little bit, Now, the Wings are in good hands. Come on. I think this year they only got stronger going into next year, too. So, hey, Scotty loves the game. He's one of the best minds in hockey's ever seen, so good luck to him.
Yeah, I think the Red Wings have a better chance of winning the Stanley Cup than the Lions do the Super Bowl. I'm on record right now saying that. So is Jeff.
I think we better sign off. We're getting silly now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'd like to thank the Real American Idol, Jim Martinez, behind the camera. And if you email him at Jim.Martinez at Oak Press, you won't get him. It's got to be James.Martinez at OakPress.com. There you go. So there you get him, or the RealAmericanIdol.USA. But anyway, we appreciate it. Don't forget to check out our blogs. Paula Pash does a Big Ten one. Dave Burkett's doing great stuff with the Lions. The Eye of the Hawk, it'll be back from Florida this weekend. I do the Open Book. And don't forget about the Scooter. Terrific job. And Bruce McLeod. They all have great blogs at Blog Central at theoaklandpress.com. So next week, we'll see you. He's Jeff Kuehn, the sports editor of the Oakland Press. I'm Pat Caputo, the sports columnist. So next week, we'll see you.